So that right there goes to show you that even from the very beginning, we couldn't even keep it because Satan came, he tempted Eve and Adam, and they fell from grace. So, and the Lord knew, and that's why He sent Jesus to become the law so that through Him we would be sanctified, we would be set apart, we would be washed and cleansed and made whole anew and given a new life and a new spirit through His Son Jesus. Go to Galatians 4:45. So again, God chose Moses to receive this law on two tablets and to go before God, because back then you couldn't go before God unless He allowed you to go before Him. You could not, because if you know the story about the Ark of the Covenant, the priest was the only one allowed anywhere near the Ark of the Covenant, and until God appointed certain men to carry the Ark of the Covenant, because if you read, I mean, it was heavy. It was heavy, but basically the presence of God never left this Ark of the Covenant, so they couldn't carry it. It wasn't them that was carrying it. The God's presence was there, so it's obvious that God helped them carry this to get this to every location that they took it to. But the priest was the only one allowed in the room with the Ark of the Covenant because he was the one chosen. So it was like that with Moses. He was the only one that was allowed before the Lord, and he was the only one that could go before the Lord to speak and to reason and to ask for food and water and whatever else that the children of Israel requested, if you will. So Moses was the one chosen for that, since God was the one that chose him to help free His people. Go ahead.
Did you say verse 4 and 5?
For chapter 4, verses 4 through 5. Yes.
But when the fullness of the time had come, God sent forth His Son, born of a woman born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law, that we might receive the adoption as sons.
So because Jesus was born under the law, He therefore became the law, and through Him we became His sons and His daughters. Okay. Verse 15 says, John bore witness of Him and cried out, saying, This was He of whom I said, oh, wait, my bad. I jumped up. I'm sorry. I was thinking, wait, that don't sound right. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. Verse 18. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, He has declared Him. Okay, John, go to Exodus 33 and 23. So now we're about to get into the part of the story to where Moses gets to see the only part of God that any part of creation would ever get to see. Because the thing is, God is so radiant, and this is why we can't see Him. This is why He only appears like so much to us as believers. And this is why creation itself cannot see God. It's not that we can't see Him. He's not allowing us to see Him, because it's like this. God is pure light. If He appeared in His fullness, this entire solar system, all of creation would be wiped out. Would be completely wiped out. Because you can't even stand before the Lord without, if you were to go to heaven right now, like if the Lord were allowed you into heaven right now, because obviously you haven't passed away yet, but let's say God whisked me to heaven and asked me to come see Him. I would, in other words, some preparation would have to happen There's something they would have to tell me, and even if they prepared me because of my mortal state, because of my weak state, I still would not even be able to look upon God, and I would be bowed and humble, because the Bible says that every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that He is Lord. When the Lord appears in the end, in the final coming, that's what that means. That right there, that's how radiant Jesus is. We're going to be falling down on our faces, with our hands to the ground, with our bodies. The presence of God is going to be so heavy on us, we're not going to be able to get up. We're not going to be able to move. And then His presence is the praise is going to constantly come out of our mouths, whether we have a relationship with Him or not. Every tongue and every knee will confess, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that He is Lord. This is how radiant the Lord is. And what we're about to get into is Moses sees God's back. And that itself lights up his face when he comes down from this Mount Sinai. And every time he does, they can't even look at his face because the glory of the Lord is shining from it. John, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, and then read that after that. And I'll let you go ahead. Go for it.
Then I will take away my hand, and ye shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen.
So he's saying God's back, because the face of God. I mean, his whole body is nothing but like radiance, nothing but light. But I guarantee you, He allowed him to see his back, but He also probably held back the light of His presence, so that it would be just enough. But yet it was still too much for Moses, because it made his face glow. Go ahead.
29 to 35.
Yes.
Gotcha. Now it was so when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, and the two tablets of the testimony were in Moses' hand. When he came down from the mountain, that Moses did not know that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. So when Aaron and all of the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come near him. Then Moses called to them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned to him. And Moses talked with them. After all the children of Israel came near, and he gave them as commandments all that the Lord had spoken with him on Mount Sinai. And when Moses had finished speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But whenever Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he would take the veil off until he came out. And he would come out and speak to the children of Israel whatever he had been commanded. And whenever the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone, then Moses would put the veil on his face again until he went in to speak with him.
So, because he saw God's back, and because he constantly would go before the presence of the Lord, and speak with the Lord, and get requests, and get commands, and whatever the Lord wanted to speak to him, and whatever needed to be said, he would have to cover his face, because it was a part of honor back then. Especially with the women, and if you'll read in the New Testament, you'll learn that as well. And it was also a Jewish custom as well. But at the same time, when they seen his glowing face, they got scared.